We're commenting on somebody and it's of, I guess, a constructive criticism kind of way, I would exaggerate my form, meaning I'll put in brackets respectfully or constructive criticism or interestingly. Through all that, I'll make sure that the person knows that I am not making a negative comment, because
entering another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. You're entering a world of realization. Your next stop, infinite balance.
Infinite balance, giving you that energy from the cosmos to your center flows, star seeds, star souls, wagwan. So right here, so up in the Cherry. Actually, we're not in downtown Toronto right now. We're up in a city called Mississauga, because we're not saying downtown Toronto when it comes to the cherry bloom. There's way too much people there. And relaxation, mental health, all them sort of songs there. Plus, over there, so a place called Hyde Park. Not a lot of high vibes there. So right here, Mississauga, high vibes, high energy, chilling with the cherry blooms. Them we're coming here right before, the flowers them drop on the ground. As you see, there's already some kind of petals on the ground right now. So anyways, now I'm going to talk about negative comments, whether it's to you personally, into your social media, etc. So no say, the first thing when you're thinking about people giving you negativity is that person in the place that you're in. For me personally, whenever I get I never got really negativity on social media, but whenever I get it in personal type of situation, the first thing I think about is the state that they are in. Said that they're in the dark state, they're really sad about themselves, and being sad about themselves, said they're expressing it out in a way to bring people down to their level. Kind of like in the saying, misery loves company. A lot of people, they put themselves in a way. Another way, when you're dealing with negative comments on social media, etc. Me personally, I don't take it as a negative comment. I take it as constructive criticism. Whenever I read something and it's not really to my, I guess, liking, although for me, nothing. We read it, nothing. But if you have something like that, there's two ways to go. You could just not comment at all and just breeze it aside, or thank that person for that comment. You see how thanking that person goes a long way, because a lot of people, when they put the negative comment there, they're expecting a negative response. That's why they put the negative comment in the first place. An example of, like, I don't know, you're extra hairy, or I just throw something out there, something like that. They'll expect the person to come to lash back out, and that's when they get their energy, so-called energy vampires. You know that. So anyway, whenever they do that, they're saying kill them with kindness. As a negative response, just giving extra positive response, and said that they won't reply after that. Or sometimes it depends on the social media they'll give a heart, as in they're read it and they're not going to respond, something like that. And say you're just breaking the rhythm right away. Now, another way to deal with negative comments, especially on social media, if it's a YouTube or Instagram or whatever the case is, some of them have something called a mute, where you can just, whatever that individual is, you mute them, so they won't be able to engage with you anymore. Or you could just, I believe you could delete them also, whatever it is. Control Alt Delete. Again, me myself, I always put the light into the situation and thinking of the bad situation that they are in. Because saying it takes a lot of energy for them to put a negative comment upon you or upon somebody else. When it's dealing with personally and they're giving you a negative comment in a personal level, again, I'm thinking about the state that they're in at the moment. I will not engage. I'll listen. Then I'll say I'll understand where you're coming from. And for me personally, when I say that, usually it does not continue. And if it does continue from that, you listen and you go, okay, I understand. Don't engage. Just do that. And say, a lot of water will be put down upon that, and you'll see that they won't respond whatsoever. Star seeds, star souls, dealing with negative comments, social media or other. Another way to deal with negative comments on social media then. Know that the person making the comment, I think I said it before, sometimes people are making comments that is relative to each individual. The thing about text and all that is that someone may be making a comment that one would think is negative, but from the other end, it's constructive criticism. For me, that's why I make it, if I'm ever commenting on somebody and it's of, I guess, a constructive criticism kind of way, I would exaggerate my form, meaning I'll put in brackets, respectfully, or constructive criticism, or interestingly. Through all that, I'll make sure that the person knows that I am not making a negative comment. Because when it comes to social media and the text, people always interpret those things in different types of ways. So when you do that, they make it exaggerate, a person reading it, or their followers, I say leaders or subscribers, they read it also. Because you know, a lot of times, especially with the people with the big massive of subscribers or leaders or followers, however you ever want to call it, sometimes they'll respond to whatever it is that you're wrecking, and they're trying to engage into something that you're doing. Star seeds, star souls, know that people, again, that are making negative comments, they're in a dark place where they say misery loves company, and they want to bring the frequency from up here down here, so to everybody that is reading and everybody that is watching. So know that whenever people are making negative comments and those certain type of thing that people around, they're expecting them to either respond in a laughing way or in a sad way or any type of way like that. Dealing with negative comments, star seeds, star souls. When you're dealing with negative comments, know that another way is to just not engage whatsoever. I believe there's a saying that the best way to reply to a negative comment is not to reply. Somewhere along those lines. And that's another thing. Because they'll say that whoever's replying, a lot of times they're from galaxy far, far away, if you know what I'm talking about. They're far, far away. They always have this saying that living in the mama basement or something like that. But truthfully, a lot of them, they have their houses. A lot of them, they have their own apartment. A lot of them, they have their own condos, etc., etc., etc. They're just in a dark place, and they're just making them comments or whatever the case is. But when you don't engage, nothing gonna happen. And believe me, especially with the people then with the big amounts of subscribers, them more likely it's going to be the subscribers that are going to be replying to the person that made a negative comment. From my experience on my research of certain sites that I guess I subscribe to, I was said follower, subscribe to, and that person right there just got upset because that guy came out of a truck on the opposite end of the road. But anyway, back to dealing with negative comments. See how that was there, negative right there, where it didn't have to be? The car could have just drove by, just took a wider lane, but they chose to honk. So anyway, negativity in the area. High vibes, low vibes, but situation like this, bringing up high vibes. Star seeds, star souls, wagwan. So anyway, again, when you're dealing with negative comments, notice, especially if you're engaging with a person, notice you're in control of your reality. You getting angry at another person is making them the puppet master of you. Meaning they'll be dingling, and it gives them energy. Again, energy vampires. They'll be doing those type of sitting there, and they'll be just putting fuel to the fire, putting fuel to the fire, putting fuel to the fire when you engage in that. So no say again that you are in control of your own reality. You are in control of your emotion. You have a choice. When someone gives you a negative comment, you have a choice to how you will respond to that. Whether you're going to respond in a neutral way, whether you're not going to respond at all, or whether you're going to respond in a negative way. Again, negative, at least in this real life, negative plus another negative is not a positive in this situation. It's added fuel to the fire. Star seeds, star souls, wagwan. Again, when you're dealing with negativity, Noah said that each individual, they're doing these negative comments because they want to bring you down to their frequency. When you're at the high vibe, they're at the low vibe trying to bring you to the low vibe. Me, myself, I'm already at the stage where I'm looking at everything through a snow globe. So if I ever get those type of comments or messages, it's like, it's not a good bounce off of me, because really, it's not, I'm gonna care, if you want to say that, or not engaged, or it's just floating in the wind, anything like that. So star seeds, star souls, know that negativity that you get, you can always change into a positive if you wish. Positive, neutral exchange. Don't exchange at all. Kill them with kindness. Bring the frequency up. So anyway, everybody from the north, south, east, west, whether you're in the Caribbean, wherever it's up, everybody out there, stay blessed, and more blessed.
Choose the blue pill. Go to bed. Wake up. Have a blessed day. And let society control your reality. Take the red pill. Control your own reality. And now show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.